happy Wednesday, everyone. So first of all, a little update on Owen. He has a few more spots which still look like chickenpox, just very small and not a large amount. So we're still going with the chickenpox because that's the only thing that looks like that, with those clear round little fluid filled blisters. We will see. He has a temperature of 38.5, but as you can see, he is in good spirits and playing one of the new games he got. We have found a way to stream what's going on in the Xbox in the living room to your computer, so it means Alfie can watch the TV if he wants to while Owen still plays, and if Alfie wants to watch something even if he's not, and Owen is in the middle of playing, he doesn't have to stop. We figured it was a way for me to be able to get stuff done this week, and it's working quite well. So I'm still getting him to take breaks to rest because I want him to get better before we go. But yeah, today I am continuing my decluttering mission in the house, and I am tackling my pharmacy cupboard. We have a cupboard, I'll show you, it's empty at the minute. Now ignore the mess in the utility room, that's my next task. Okay, this cupboard, as you know, I have been a childminder for a long time, but this is now officially not the case anymore. I will explain to you about that in a wee second. I needed to have a clearly marked first aid box location and have like a map of the downstairs saying where the box was. So this is why there's a sticker on there. I'm using those two lower cabinets and there's a lock on them, and James and I both need medication on a daily basis, so we keep the medication we use usually in like one of these safe boxes there, but lately it had been accumulating a lot on this area, which is the other thing I will sort through today, and it just made it really difficult to find anything. We kept buying stuff thinking we didn't have any, and since I needed to start making the pharmacy bag to go to France with our medication and stuff, I thought I'm just going to sort through everything first and then we'll go through it. So what I've done is that all the, do you know the way in a thing of tablets like this, there's some tablets, there's several sheets of tablets, I don't know if that's the proper word, but I'm sure you know what I mean. All the ones that were already started I have left in that box, but all the full boxes, like this is a completely full box, I have left in the boxes that will go in the cupboard, and then we can just refill that one as we need. So I started to go through and looked at all the expiry dates and all that and figured, oh, so much of this is not good anymore. We had since like stuff like for cold and flu we don't use on a regular basis, or you know, like the stuff we have but we don't use all the time. So cleared out everything that was not good anymore and have now narrowed it down to different categories, so it's easy to go there and go in the right basket. I'm actually going to label the boxes, so if I send James, because I will know which basket is which, he won't know. So if I put like cold and flu, pain relief and all that, it can go right to the right basket, and at least we know what we have and what we need to buy more of. So these are all my categories. So here we have, I'm going to leave this one to, no, this one is actually good. This one is the pain relief one. So we have kids Nurofen and paracetamol thermometer, and these are the caps that go in it. We have some heat patches, Feminax and ibuprofen, paracetamol, a lot of it. We go through a lot of that, unfortunately. This one I will leave to the end because it's kind of all the leftovers. This one is kind of digestive stuff or cystitis stuff, you know, things like this. And we also have more digestive stuff because we go through a lot of them in here. I'm just using that box, we have two, and it fits better in between two of those boxes on the shelf, so I could fit more in there. This one is all the cold and flu stuff for everyone. Then I have this box has homeopathic stuff, vitamins, herbal remedies, and the rest are like antiseptic, like liquids or creams for first aid that I don't want to fit in my first aid bag because I'm worried they will leak, so I'd rather store them upright. And then we have the first aid bag, which used to be a lot fuller than this. Because I was a childminder, I had a clear list I had to keep in a very well stocked first aid kit, and I had bought one that was kind of like Ofsted and child minding in Northern Ireland certified, let's say. But a lot of the stuff were out of date, so I went through everything. Here we have like the standard, like say safety blankets, not safety blankets, safety pins. Do you know those foily blankets? What do you call them? Foily blankets, okay. I was looking for something else there. We have small bandages, we have some hand cleansing wipes, scissors, gloves, you know, all those kind of things, which I have to say I've never used so far in there, apart from some gloves, but I have a box as well. And then I'm also keeping, so this is we have loads of plasters in here, a big selection of plasters. I had loads of boxes and I ended up just emptying the boxes and putting all the plasters in there. More plasters, some compresses, some blister plasters. This is a cool pack, like you punch it and it goes cool if you're on the go. I have one in the car as well. And then we have an antiseptic cream and an antiseptic spray, which is a dry one, so I'm not worried about it leaking. So this is all the first aid kit. And then these are just contention bandages. Whenever I had surgery, every time I had the issue that my calves are much bigger in proportion. I have small ankles for the size of my calf, basically, and contention socks are a certain shape, and they can't, because they need to kind of squeeze all your leg. I have the problem that if I get some the size of my calves, they are not tight around my ankle, like the lower half of my calves. And if I get some that are the size of my ankle and the lower half of my calf, they don't fit the top of my calf. So I couldn't find anything that was completely squeezing everything. So when I had my band operation, which is the first time I had this issue, they gave me those bandages which you can wrap so you can tighten as you need. They're contention bandages, and they told me hold on to them because if you need more surgery you might have the issue, so keep them, which is what I have done. And it's been good because I've had surgery twice since, and then after birth I needed them for a few days, so I'm just keeping them there. I don't expect, well, I hope I won't need them, but I'll just keep them. So that's my categories now. And I'm sure there are more medicine lying around, like, you know, bedside tables and stuff, but as I find them, at least it will be easier. And then I'm going to explain to you the child minding situation and show you where I am at with packing as well. So let me go to the office because that's where everything is. So child minding first. I have been a childminder since Owen was born, and I've been registered, and I was, hold on, I'm going to sit down to talk, it will be easier, but I'm going to sit down, I'm going to fix the footstool first so I don't sink into it. Yes, so I've been a childminder since Owen was born, and I did it for several years in this house. And then when I was pregnant, I started my maternity leave, and James was diagnosed literally at the start of it. I haven't gone back to it properly since, because it just couldn't fit in our family, because we have so many medical appointments that sometimes I need to drive James to, or I need to go to myself. It's very difficult to have other parents relying on you. Also, I just feel like it's not something I feel capable of doing to the standard I would want it to do it, so that's why I started the sticker business, because it fits better with my family right now. I don't know yet if I will go back to child minding at some point. I am unsure. Last year, when I was on maternity leave, I had no inspection because obviously I was off. And last year in September, we get inspected every single year. My inspection was due, and they agreed to go through the inspection to let me keep my registration without working. And it's not usually the case, but because of our circumstances with James being off and all that, they made a special thing for me to be able to keep it, so then I could go back to it eventually. At that stage, I thought I would go back to it maybe. I wasn't entirely sure, but I was not ready to make a decision. And a week ago, I received my letter for my inspection in September. And I know for sure now it's not something I will be doing for the next probably 5 years at least, I would say. So I was faced with a choice. I either had the choice to go through the inspection to keep my registration despite having no children, but for this I needed to, we have to every 3 years update some courses for child minding in health and safety, safeguarding and first aid. pediatric first aid, which is a requirement, and I think is brilliant because it's necessary for people to know that. So mine have expired now, so to be able to go through the inspection and be like pass the inspection technically, I would need to do the courses. Each course costs £70, so I would have to pay £210 right now, do the courses and all that before the 27th of September, which is technically possible, but I don't have that money right now, and it's money I would potentially spend to not work with this in the next 3 years. So I made a decision to not keep my registration for now, and if I want to go back to it, I can re-register. Because I have been registered before, the process is simpler, it's less long, and I know it now, and it's actually pretty similar to what I would have to go through there during the courses and the inspection. It technically would be a more thorough inspection and a little interview and doing the 3 courses. So time-wise, it's pretty similar, but at least I don't have to go every year through inspections and courses and spend money on something that I'm not technically doing. So I made the decision to send back my registration certificate, and I'm officially now not a childminder. I'm not registered. So I actually feel quite good about this decision, because somehow this is something that was holding me back. I don't know, it was in the back of my head that, oh, I'm still officially a childminder and I'm not using this, and I feel like it was a waste. Somehow it doesn't make a difference at all, it's just a piece of paper and an official status, but I don't know, it just was holding me back from fully seeing myself as a business owner for my other businesses, and now I feel like I can completely fully go into them and give them everything I have. So I'm actually quite excited about that, and I think the timing with Alfie going to the Sure Start playgroup is great, because I'm going to have more time, I'm going to be able to focus more on that, and I think it's kind of a new start for me, as I'm not just a mommy, I'm also a woman, and I'm a wife, and I'm a business owner, and I can get back to being more me without my children attached to me in a way. I don't know if that makes sense. If you're a mom, I'm sure you will know what I mean. Anyway, I've been rambling for a long time there. I'm going to end this vlog here, even though I haven't vlogged yet, you know, too much yet. But I just want to finish by saying something which I will also talk about in my monthly roundup that I will film at the weekend, but in case you don't watch those, I wanted to briefly mention it here. If you want a more in-depth explanation, just watch the June monthly roundup whenever it's out. The way I've been vlogging lately, I feel a lot more happier with. I don't know if it suits you, but I'm not going to say I don't care if it does or not. It wouldn't be nice to say it that way, but I want to find a way. I was getting to a point where I was vlogging because I felt I had to vlog more to please other people and to please myself, and I didn't like it like this. Vlogging your daily life is taking over a lot of the moments, because you are living them through a camera, you don't fully live them, and I was not aware of this until it started to weigh on me, let's say. And lately I became very aware of this, and it was starting to bother me, which is why I wasn't sure how I wanted to vlog anymore, and how to do it, and if I wanted to do it, and all this. The truth is, I love vlogging and I really want to do it, but I want to do it in a way that suits me, and that might mean that, like anything in life, it does evolve and it will change, and I might go back to vlogging the way I was, but at the minute I have been kind of doing it as I felt, and it has felt really right, which means that some days I will film a tiny brief part of the day, and some days I will film a whole day in detail, and it's something I'm very happy with. The last thing I need to work out, which I want to have worked out by the time I come back from my holidays in September, is the uploading schedule. I want to go back to a schedule, but what I might do is that I decide on days where I upload. Let's say I upload a video on Mondays and Thursdays. This is a complete random example, and oh, hello Alfie. And so on the Monday you might have the full previous week, and on the Friday just the Monday, let's say, and then catch up like this. So the vlogs might not be as recent as, you know, depending on how I end up putting the vlog together. It might depend how many days there are in it, but at least you know that such and such day, at such time, there is a vlog uploaded. I think, you know, I need to work out the details like this, but I think this is what I feel the happiest with. So this is potentially what's going to happen. But I will, once I have decided and everything is all sorted, I think probably early September I will make a video that explains the whole new schedule. I still work in school years in my head more than calendar years, and September to me is always like the new beginning, even more than January. So I kind of feel like, yeah, September to me is the time where I start fully being me again, and it will have an impact on the YouTube channels and on my businesses and all that. So there we go, you have it. That was a big long thing. Anyway, I'll see you soon. Bye.